Late start. Late start. But I think we're here. We've actually got a working TV now, and we've got a working stream. Let's just quickly adjust things. I'm going to have to tell everyone now it's actually going. Right, okay. Quick U-turn. I thought this stream was not going to happen, but it is. We managed to put out the bag. Managed to make it work enough for me to watch it. Let's just tell the whole community that I'm now live. Okay. 2 seconds. Right. Here we go. Here we go. Oh my goodness me, we've made it. Made it. Literally with only 2 minutes to spare. Always fashionably late. Matt, it's great to see you. Honestly, for the best, well, one of the better games of the year, the Steel City Derby, was hoping to start on time. I was going to stream an hour before just to give it a big build up, but then we had a connectivity problem this morning with our router, and of course it's affected, well, it's not affected any TV boxes apart from my one. So I've had to do a hard reset to try and connect it. I basically had to connect it to a brand new router, which took forever to do. So I finally got it to work. It is a little bit laggy on my end, but it's watchable enough for me to talk through it. Luckily, not much has happened. If anything, what I can say in the opening 5 minutes, Sheffield Wednesday look a little bit more positive at this moment. Sheffield United, I don't actually think I've got it in really out of their half at all at the moment. Lots of the play being played right in the middle of the park at the moment. So, not much has happened, thankfully, but I'm here. I can now answer questions, I can now talk to you guys, and I can now commentate through this game. What I can say, Sheffield Wednesday have been awarded a free kick just outside the box. I can already sense a couple of tensions flying around, which is encouraging. We do want a lot of drama in these derbies. So yeah, apologies guys for the delay. Something like that is out of my control, unfortunately. For the fact that I've even planned to stream this an hour beforehand, I'm glad that I didn't plan to stream this only half an hour before, because I don't think I would not have streamed today if that was the case. I'm liking the back and forth between Blue Terrier and Matt. It's good to see both of you in the stream, actually. It's always nice to see everyone here. Right, as I'm talking, Sheffield Wednesday just about to deliver a free kick just outside the box. I'd say a good 20 yards out from goal. This could be the first meaningful chance we see in this game. Sheffield Wednesday have already had a corner. Free kick delivered. It's poor quality, misses everyone. High and wide, and goal kick. I don't think anyone was going for goal. It was just a poor distributive free kick. It missed everyone, unfortunately. Too much power and wide of a goal, so ineffective in the end, and it's a goal kick to Sheffield United. How did you find that result for Huddersfield? They smashed Crawley, didn't they, in the end? 5-1. John Worthington having a great first impression for his first managerial game. It is honestly really exciting talking about the Championship, just to change the subject from one league to the next. Following the fact that the 3 relegated sides won in midweek already made the relegation battle a little bit interesting. But we now also have Derby winning their relegation 6-pointer against Plymouth. Is that curtains for Plymouth? Does it mean Derby have a great chance? Cardiff with a crucial win over Blackburn as well. And that makes Stoke's late defeat against Millwall kind of put the pressure back on them. Oxford with also a crucial win yesterday against Watford. We're seeing, actually a really competitive relegation battle at the moment. And what I do like to do with this last international break is to actually make videos of kind of giving my thoughts of the run-in for promotion, run-ins for the top 6, and run-ins for relegation. And following those results, I do think promotion, we can kind of predict what the 3 teams are going to be going for it are, but which 2 out of the 3 will get it is still anyone's guess. Oh, chance for Sheffield Wednesday. What a save. Out of absolutely nothing, Sheffield Wednesday with the best chance of the game. I've been telling you they've been the better side of the start. Michael Smith with a glorious opportunity. Because I've started mid-game, I've not actually previewed the teams. It's a delightful cross by Josh Windass, I think it was. No, Josh Windass actually sets the ball. Oh, it's a brilliant one-time cross. And Michael Smith with the powerful header. If he goes for a corner, that I think goes in because it's a powerful header. Corners taken for Sheffield Wednesday. Let's not lose my train of thought. They want another corner. Not given. It's a free goal kick, sorry. Huddersfield going up. I don't know about Huddersfield going up, but Coventry going up is certainly a good shout at the moment. They're doing fabulously well at the moment. Let's just see if I can sort out the capture, which is not going to work initially. Although, look at that. There we go. That's what I like to see. Out of absolutely nothing, here I am mid-conversation, and suddenly I almost miss a massive opportunity for Sheffield Wednesday. Right, let's actually get my head in the game so I know who the hell is actually playing. So, Beadle in goal. You got Iorfa, Ikweke, Matslow, Hatsus. You got Gassama, Barry Bannon, Shea Charles, Josh Windass, Callum Patterson, and Michael Smith. I think it was Hatsune actually with that initial first-time cross. It was a brilliant cross. And Michael Smith with the best chance of the game so far. Sheffield United, I've got Cooper, who made a brilliant save. Harrison Burrows, Robinson, I know Amadisovic, Serki, Hamza Chowdhury, Peck, Brereton Diaz, Gustavo Hamer, Ryan Brewster, and Tyrese Campbell. I mean, that is a very strong championship squad that Sheffield United have in store. And with the tables currently as they stand, Burnley picked up a really good win against Swansea yesterday, actually picking up a clean sheet record already in the championship with 8 games left. Sheffield United at this moment with a draw will be still in third due to goal difference, which is interesting. Let's just go back because Sheffield Wednesday have another corner. It's Sheffield Wednesday who are the better side at the moment. Barry Bannon with the corner. Header, I believe by Iorfa, and it's wide. Was a brilliant one. Just shows what happens when you let your players play with freedom and attack the game. They played really well against Crawley. I mean, it's the fact is that they went goalless, or they just didn't score for, 5 games in a row? It was a long, long while. And then suddenly, it's like all that frustration that they've had, or was it Wekwe, sorry, they headed it, not Iorfa. All that frustration that they've had in those last 5 games, they took it all out on Crawley and got those 5 goals in the end. I mean, Huddersfield, I think, are back in the top 6 after that win, if I'm right in saying. It's very competitive in League One, actually. If I switch over and quickly look back there. So that should be updated by now, because Wrexham did win yesterday against Wickham, a crucial win. Although, of course, tainted by the accident or the incident in the crowd. Hoping the fan has a speedy recovery, of course. Huddersfield, actually with a really good weekend for them because Bolton lost, didn't they? And Huddersfield won. It's a good win for Stockport. They've got a bit of a gap from Huddersfield now. So you have definitely seen a very strong top 5. And that final place, you've got Huddersfield, Bolton. Reading are really entering the race now. I think Leyton Orient are not a million miles away. But I think based on their form, it's going to be quite difficult. You are looking at the likes of Huddersfield, Reading or Bolton getting that final playoff place, unless anyone else in the top 6 has a monumental collapse. Who will finish second in League One? That's a near impossible question, Matt. I'm going to have to look at the run-ins for Wrexham and Wickham, maybe even Charlton as well, because Charlton are playing really well at the moment, and I think it's easy to not assume that Charlton will not get involved, but actually with the form that they're showing, Charlton could easily sneak in there. But I do need to see the run-ins, and I think certainly if this is something that enough viewers want me to do, I will certainly give you my thoughts on what I think will happen in League One. We're now facing 8 more games left in the Championship, and for League One, we've got 9 games left. So there's still a decent amount of opportunity for things to change, but I am certainly really, really excited for how open it is. So I'm really happy that it is not a foregone conclusion as of yet. So Sheffield United now actually advanced up the pitch at the moment. Referee is kind of running around the pitch at the moment. Looks like he dropped his whistle. Henry, good to see you. How is everyone doing? What I will say, not to wax lyrical about Matt again, but Matt is doing tremendously well. I am still awaiting the day when he hits 100,000 subscribers. I don't think we're too far away, just to brag about how close he is. I mean, probably end of the season is going to be quite tough. You know, he still needs to get, what, 6k odd to get there, but certainly next season, 100k inbound. That's what I'm expecting now. I'm expecting a big party going round your end because you've worked hard for this and you're so close already. It's amazing. But in terms of what my channel's doing at the moment, because I can talk about it because there's really nothing going on in this game at the moment. We've got a little bit of a break in play. I'm just chugging along, just trying to keep going. There will actually be some non-prediction type videos next week that I will be doing. Obviously, playoffs will be around the corner. We'll be predicting those. The aim is to get to 3,000 by the end of the season. Need 100 odd to get there. So, could potentially be possible for that front. And we're just going to see what happens. But, man, I think we're due a collab anytime soon. And that's what I want to know. That's sort of a question I was leading to. What are you going to do for 100k, man? You'll be entering the king of like EFL content at this point for 100,000 subs. Is insane, isn't it? Right, 15 minutes gone. Certainly Sheffield Wednesday with the better chances at the moment. Possession, I'd say, will be quite equal. Sheffield United looking quite watertight at the back at the moment. So it's not looking like that we're going to get many goals. So that is exactly what I predicted. I only predicted 1 goal in this game, which is in favour of Sheffield United. And I think there was a stat that they said that Chris Ryder has never lost a Steel City derby as manager. Having said that, though, I don't know how many times he's actually played a Steel City derby as manager. I have just noticed there is a mistake on the scorecard. Just ignore it. I'm at this point where I was really rushing to get this ready. I can't bear any sort of thing that's not quite right at the moment. Right, Sarikian looks like it's just been fouled by Callum Patterson. I can tell you what, tempers are flaring ever so slightly. Oh, that's a good shout, Blue Terrier. Well, we have to see what Matt has to say on that. Let's see what happens. So, ooh, it's just a 50-50 between Patterson and Serki. Ooh. Yeah, just the slightest contacts. Feeling confident for the Chelsea game? No. To give you a straight answer, no, I'm not. It's Arsenal away. If it's anything like last season where we lost 5-0, I am not excited. Where's Gatsby? He was... Oh, hello. We've got handbags already. And what, we're 17 minutes in? Tempers are phrasing. Okay, here we go. This is the Steel City derby we're waiting for. Referee needs to get some control in this game. There's been a couple of scuffles already that the referee needs to be dealing with here. Windass is definitely looking frustrated. Is he going to get a card? Yeah, Gatsby's in the garden at the moment, so I don't know if he'll make an appearance. He was in my room, actually, not too long ago, but yeah, because I was running around all over the place trying to fix the router, he wasn't too happy with me. It looks like Brereton and Patterson are both being booked. Yeah. I'm not surprised about Patterson. Let's just see what happened here. So it's a Bannon challenge. Oh, I see. So Patterson booted the ball at Brereton Diaz, and yeah, right. That's how it started. It's just Callum Patterson being the royal shithouse, isn't he? He's certainly getting involved with the tension at the moment, and I'm sort of pleased about it. It's definitely adding a spice to this game. Whilst there hasn't been any goals, it has been a really interesting watch at this moment. Got a bit of a sore throat, I can't lie. I hope that doesn't mean I'm starting to get ill. I don't really want to be ill at the moment. I'm sick and tired of being ill. Yes, when you close us down, and if Arsenal win, they go a couple of points ahead of us. Oh, right, yeah, you're a Forest fan, aren't you? Well, Ipswich gave you a favour, didn't they? They made it the game super easy. Right, here's a chance for Sheffield United shot, and it's wide. Not the best of quality. Sheffield United won a corner, and a goal kick's been given. I'll tell you what, Brereton Diaz, you've got to be careful. You can't show too much dissent to the referee. He's already booked you. You know, this game has a feeling that there might be a red card. It's a delightful ball. And Brereton Diaz wants a corner, but for me, it didn't have enough contact. Oh, no, it did. It was a corner. To me, it didn't look like a corner. Okay. My eyes must have been seeing something else. Okay. Gustavo Hamer with the corner. Headed away. And then, okay, yeah, it's cleared. No threat from that corner, unfortunately. Sheffield United now having a good spell of the game here. After it was Sheffield Wednesday who were forcing the chances. Sheffield United look like that they are now starting to gain some control in this game. I have to disagree about the attackers for Ipswich. They are proven to be very inconsistent this season. It surprised me actually to find out that Liam Dedap has actually committed the most fouls in the Premier League actually, which kind of expenses clumsiness, if you like, as an attacker. Of course, being a handful, which is good, but then oh my gosh, a chance for Sheffield United, Rhian Brewster. Oh, Sheffield United are now starting to get the chances here. Oh, right. Here we go. Now we're starting to get some chances flying in. None on target, but Sheffield United are slowly entering this game. Oh, it's initially a very bad touch, but it's then wide of the post. Oh, that's not too far away, actually. Honeygun, I'm doing all right. I was not in a good mood at the start. Oh, it was Tyrese Campbell, sorry. It wasn't Rhian Brewster. Yeah, I initially wasn't in a good mood because I had real problems with my network. I actually started this stream 2 minutes within the game, but I'm now feeling much better. Now seeing that people are here, I am... I agree with Delap and Hutchison. They are definitely the two most exciting players of the team, but they're very hot and cold a lot of the time. And when we needed them to be good, they've just been below par. And when they have been good, ultimately the defence has let them down and has not allowed their goals to be the difference to win the game. You know, the team just as a whole, from goalkeeper to attack, is just not Premier League level, unfortunately. So they will go down. The Wolves have got... I can't actually remember how many points ahead they are. Was it 9 points ahead now? It's not great. Delap should be in the England team. I'd say he should stay at under 21s for now. And I would actually dare say the same thing about Adam Wharton. And potentially Elliot Anderson too. But certainly those three players, if they carry on the rate that they're playing, they will be England players in the future. I have no doubt about it. And they should be. Okay, we're starting to see some real crunch tackles. I'm really pleased with this. So this was one with Gassama and Robinson. It's like nothing was given, actually. Yeah, I was already mentioning Huddersfield. It was a fabulous win. 5-1 over Crawley. Gustavo Hamer. not with the best of balls. He was trying to find Tyrese Campbell. Sheffield Wednesday recover. Oh, okay. Referee plays advantage here. It's now Sheffield Wednesday that's on the attack. You've got Gassama on the right. Iorfa. Gassama again. Oh, that's a genius ball to find Iorfa again. Still in the right. Sheffield Wednesday not quite spreading the play currently. Come on, TV, don't lag on me now. I need to see this attack. Gassama is having some issues here. He can't quite get past Chowdhury. He finds Windass though. Windass is up against Peck. The ball is now spread out wide. Tasumi. Cross comes in. Smith. Wide. And it's a goal kick, I think. Gibbs White was robbed. Oh, Gibbs White really broke my heart. I don't know if I actually asked Tuchel why he was omitted in the squad. The questions really were around like the full goalkeepers. And I know people are going to ask about Henderson, and I absolutely get it. His attitude has stank this season. The only excuse I can give is the experience. And clearly, and one thing I will remind people is that this is not going to be a World Cup or a Euro squad at the moment. This is really going to be Tuchel experimenting to see how the players are going to adapt to the system. And he's clearly gone for some rogue players that he really trusts with the level of position that England have. But he's also going for some more experienced players, which some I think would, are shoo-ins all the time. And some you could argue that maybe are a little bit past it. And what I'm hoping that Tuchel brings from that is that clearly the ones that people flagging up, Henderson being included, the amount of goalkeepers being included, and the omission of Gibbs White, Wharton, Anderson, all those players. What I'm really, really hoping is that with the performance that he sees, he sort of, answers the questions that we need to see. 4 goalkeepers shouldn't happen. We have 2 games, don't we? What I'm wondering is he going to try and bring a goalkeeper on from one half of each of those games? That's really the only reason I can think of. That's really the only excuse I can give him for 4 goalkeepers. Because I think we've got Latvia and one other side. I can't remember who the other side was, but I'm almost thinking that Tuchel's wanting maybe one half, one goalkeeper, another half, another goalkeeper. That's really the only excuse I could give him, because with only 2 games, and I'd be shocked if he uses the same keeper for both games for a start. That's really all I could think of. I genuinely think he's trying to sort of test the waters with a lot of the players. It's just a shame he's not used anyone like Gibbs White. That's really the only thing I could think of that he might use 4 goalkeepers for. But it's not what I would have done if I was in that position. That's what I would have said. Okay. Oh, Sheffield United with a chance. Oh, what an incredible run that was. In the end, it's ended up as a corner. Seki with a really good run, actually, from midfield. Evades everyone. Let's see. So he spreads the ball really out far wide. He beats Patterson far too easily. Bit fortunate with the deflection. It actually kind of gets at a really good height for him. It's good defending in the end. Good defending. But Seki's certainly been really, really good at the moment. And I believe it was Hatsumi with the block who's been really good so far. Sheffield United corner. It's not quite cleared. Oh, and it's headed clear. It's not quite headed out the box though. Still in danger. It's now clear. Michael Smith clears it. Oh, now Reece James is also interesting because of his injury record. Yeah, Reece James is interesting as well. But at the same time, I would not have thought of too many other players. I mean, I think the argument here is Reece James over Jed Spence. That's really, I think, the head-to-head thing here. And that I can understand because Reece James has not played any time. I'm guessing again it must be for experience. You know, the reason why I'm not too angry at the moment is, for a start, it's his first couple of games. And at the moment, he's already convinced me with the qualifications and achievements that he's got that Thomas Tuchel must have some idea what he's doing. The only thing that I can assume, based on the amount... Oh, chance... it's collected. That's really the only thing I could think of, that he's just testing some players out, and I'm feeling that a lot of these players I don't think are going to be featured in the World Cup. Yeah, it's the World Cup next year, isn't it? Yeah. GSGN, your prediction, 2-1 Sheffield United. I certainly think Sheffield United are growing into this game now. It was Sheffield Wednesday in the opening 10 minutes, but Sheffield United for me are now being the better side, especially in the last 15 minutes. They've not forced Jake Beadle into any main saves, but they're certainly the team holding onto the ball better, and they're having more success of getting into Sheffield Wednesday's penalty box now. Okay, the ball is going out of play, and yep, it's throwing. Paul, welcome. He's saying Bristol City outplayed Sheffield United the other night. Oh, you're talking about midweek, where they ended 1-1. So when Sheffield United did score initially, I think what happened was, I need to look at how the first half was. I'm basing the analysis of what I've got from the second half, because it did seem that Sheffield United did manage to find a good spell to eventually get their goal. But what I did know is that as soon as Sheffield United did take the lead, Bristol City were pushing for an eternity to get that equaliser, and they sounded like they deservedly got that equaliser in the end. And based on the stats that I did see, it did look like that Bristol City deserved at least a draw in that game based on that. Just like we wasted a spot with Foden. I completely did not think about with Foden being in the squad. Well, I'll certainly be keeping a watchful eye to see how everyone does. Perhaps with Tuchel's system, Foden plays a bit better. At the same time, I would have not expected Tuchel to be having too many training sessions with those players at the moment. This would have been from the games he would have seen from the Premier League and just collecting those sorts of information as well. You could argue maybe Conor Gallagher should have been in the squad as well. I don't think he was included. Yeah, Brentford, of strange side, from having one of the best home forms in the league. Now they're struggling at home, and now they're actually having a good run away from home, beating Bournemouth, actually. So it's a good result for Brentford. They're continuing to be a very confusing side that just goes and have the odd spell whenever they feel like it. Right, we've got 15 minutes left of this half. Let's actually just quickly have a look to see what the table is looking like based on this result. And the realistic answer is very little change. So, Sheffield Wednesday stay 11th. A win can put them up to 9th place, ahead of Blackburn, if they can beat Sheffield United here. But the impetus is more on Sheffield United, because a draw currently keeps them out of the top 2, because Burnley do have a very strong goal difference compared to Sheffield United, but they will be on the same amount of points. And of course, Burnley and Sheffield United will have to play against each other later on in the season. So that is how the affairs are looking like after this result. Is there any chance we could be seeing Chelsea back in the Champions League next year? Right, well, this is assuming top 5 is going to get Champions League. I think what was it? We needed one English side to win one quarter-final game to guarantee that 5th place spot. I know it's definitely not Serie A. Apparently Serie A have had a nightmare with Europe this year. With that being the case, that's assuming Chelsea are going to still finish ahead of Man City, Newcastle, Bournemouth, Brighton. It's difficult to know, because I don't think Chelsea are playing that well at the moment, but they're winning. They've actually won 3 in a row in all competitions, I believe. But today against Arsenal, if Chelsea get a good result against Arsenal and they could pull away a bit from Man City, perhaps they can. That's the thing, because Man City have dropped points. Newcastle aren't playing this weekend because they've got their Carabao Cup final. So it's a big opportunity for Chelsea, but if it's anything like last season where they lose by 5-0, I gotta say, I'm not feeling too confident with them in general because of how lackluster they've been in terms of their performance levels and how inconsistent they've been. Sheffield United bombing down the right. Header from Tyrese Campbell. It's high and it's over. It's disappointing. It's good opportunity there. Ring Brewster and Tyrese Campbell causing a little bit of threat in the penalty box. It's a good pass, actually. Yeah, header just not quite there, unfortunately. But Brereton Diaz with the cross initially. I think it was Brewster actually with the header. Yeah, Brewster with the header. Max Lowe sort of tried to keep up, but he wasn't quite pressing Brereton Diaz well enough there. Hudson-Odoi would be a good shout. I tell you what, Hudson-Odoi, he would fly into that Chelsea squad in the moment, and that is, that's really what I'm seeing a lot at this moment. There's just so many of these players that Chelsea let go that just thrive in other Championship clubs. It's so disappointing to see that Chelsea, when they get their wonder kids, they just don't appear at anywhere near the level that the other wonder kids that Chelsea are having with other clubs. Something's not fundamentally right there. Yeah, they are. They are signing the wonder kids, but it's just a question whether they're going to appear in that same quality. The reason why that Chelsea are quite disliked is that they do have the ability of turning some highly potential players, highly excitable flair players into the most inconsistent, players ever. So I couldn't think of what I was going to say. But they turn out to be inconsistent and just, falling flat, and their potential just falls flat on their face. It looks like we've got a player down for injury. Referee talking to the Sheffield United players here. It looks like we are going to have a little bit of a break in play, which gives you a chance to ask me some particular questions at all. So, what can we say about Borussia Dortmund? They're such a bizarre team. They are a bizarre team this season. Was it Leipzig they lost to yesterday? And they've been very disappointing in the league this season. They've not been terrible in the Champions League, but they've certainly have been disappointing this season. Right, yeah, there's certainly a good chance for players just to give other players a couple of instructions here. Gwenda looks very good. Yeah, I knew Manchester United were linked with him, so I'm quite pleased with that, but I just hope we don't ruin his potential. That's the only thing I'll say. So, I'm looking at this table at the moment, and I think what I'm going to do later today, I'm going to try and record a video talking through my thoughts on the run-in for promotion. I think it's almost safe to say that Sunderland will not be in that position. I mean, how many points left to grab? So we've got 8 games left, so that's 24 points that he could get. So the maximum points that Sunderland could get is 19... I can't count today. 93. So Leeds, in a way, could actually wrap up. Well, not wrap up, but they could essentially make it impossible for Sunderland very, very soon. Yeah, I mean, it's not technically impossible, isn't it? But you just see with this form from the other 3, it's unlikely that they're going to drop down there. The question really becomes which one out of Leeds, Burnley, and Sheffield United are not going to get automatically promoted. Right, it doesn't look good actually. It does look like the Sheffield Wednesday, are going to be making a substitution based on that. That's not great. Then the other position we're talking about is top 6. I mean, we could safely say Sunderland will be there. One of Sheffield United, Burnley, and Leeds will be there. Coventry, West Brom, favourites, but then Bristol City are really having a great season, so making it very interesting. And Middlesbrough, not far away either. Blackburn, Watford, and technically Sheffield Wednesday. If they win today, I would not be too far away either. Oh, is it Max Lowe who's going off? That's very disappointing for him. And then obviously relegation. I would still say, I would actually still include Portsmouth to be a team who should not feel too safe yet. They're only 4 points clear of Derby currently. Swansea, I would dare say they're safe. I think if you're 6 points clear at this stage, I think you'll be alright. But yeah, this is certainly going to be interesting. Yeah, that's disappointing to go off in the first half through injury. I mean, I've played football quite recently. I mean, this is nowhere near that level. But when you get injured and you can't continue the game, you just feel so frustrated in yourself that you can't continue on. But unfortunately, he just has to listen to his body and just has to go off, unfortunately. So Sheffield Wednesday have already made their first substitution. I think that's Max Lowe going off. We've got 39 minutes being played. So that tells me we're probably going to get about 5 minutes of added time, I would say. So I think the one who's gone on was Paul Valentin. Paul Valentin has come onto the pitch, replacing, I believe, Max Lowe. That's what it was. Right, players resumed. We're going to get around 5 minutes of at a time, I think. Give you a wave. Here's your wave. You will notice here I struggled to fit Hillsborough on my scorecard, so I had to find out a way to kind of make it look quite neat. Right, hang on. Here comes Sheffield United with a chance. Robinson. Shot. Oh, what a really good chance for Sheffield United to take the lead. Oh, it was Harrison Burrows, I think, that led that. He's the one that had the cross come in. So Brereton Diaz, who's been sensational so far. He finds Burrows in a good position. Oh, and all he needed was just someone just to tap it in. So disappointing. It was Burrows with the ball there. Sheffield United now looking the team way more likely to get the goal, considering the amazing save Michael Cooper had to make with Michael Smith's header. Sheffield Wednesday after that have not really been too effective going forward now. So we've got 4 minutes plus stoppage time. Stoppage time, I think, will be around 5 minutes. So I think we've got about 10 minutes of this half left to go. Yeah, Liam Rosenior is there, lurks. Yeah, he's doing really, really well, actually, at the moment in French League. And I'm really pleased for Liam Rosenior as well. Definitely, I think, kind of was given the short end of the stick after not getting Hull into the playoffs. And considering how low Hull have fallen down the table this year, I think it's certainly one of those ones where, maybe, making a change in the way that they did wasn't quite the best idea. Very, very good tackle there by Hamza Chowdhury. But it has forced a throw-in from Sheffield Wednesday. Okay, so... Yeah, I'm sure they do. I'm sure they do regret sacking him there. Yeah, Max Lowe did indeed go off, and Vlo Valentin is on replacing him. Yeah, Paul Valentin, sorry. Paul Valentin is replacing Max Lowe from injury. Didn't even have a chance to really look at the bench for Sheffield Wednesday, but yeah, he looks all right. Got good options there. Jamal Lowe's an interesting one. Right, here we go. Talking about Valentin, here he comes with a delightful cross. Can Bannon win it? No, it's defended away by Brereton Diaz. Tatsumi. Then it is to Bannon. Back in the box. And it's an easy catch for Cooper. It's not the best of headers there by Josh Windass. Yeah, I mean, Hull. I think the ownership for Hull wanted playoffs. They spent lots of money in the January transfer window, and they ultimately fell one place short of the playoffs. But they probably felt justified that Hull should have been in the playoffs, and they weren't. And that wasn't deemed good enough, unfortunately. How competitive do you think the Sheffield United side will be in the league? It's hard to say, to be honest, because I do think the standard from Championship to the Premier League now is quite problematic. I do think the jump is bigger than what it's ever been before. We did have a grace period where I think it was actually quite, closed off and quite well rounded. But it's hard to say. It is hard to say. Burnley, I think if they go up, I think they'll struggle to score goals, and that will be their kryptonite. Sheffield United's an interesting one. They sort of do have good potential, but I don't know. If I was predicting it now, I would say any team that goes up in the Championship will really struggle to survive and will be doing well to get out of the bottom four. Ooh, okay, a challenge there. Serki has proven to be a bit of a nightmare for Sheffield Wednesday in this game. Hatsumi with the foul. Rio Hatsumi. Henry saying Sheffield United will go straight back down if they go straight back up. I do think they will go back up again based on what I'm seeing at the moment. I mean, it's hard because I just don't know how Leeds are going to be. Leeds is an interesting one. I'm actually not too confident with Leeds staying up. I'm not too confident with Daniel Farke managing a Premier League club, to be honest. It didn't go down well with Norwich when they stuck with him for most of the season. Chris Wilder has obviously survived one season in the Premier League before with Sheffield United, but the second time round it was very, very poor. And then Scott Parker has never survived a Premier League season as a manager. So it's hard to say. It's hard to say how they're going to be. If Bristol City actually get promoted, it would be a shock and a half. It would be. And I tell you what, Bristol City, it'll be a great story for them because they've been promoted back to the Championship. I believe it was 2013 or maybe even earlier than that. They've never been relegated, so they've been one of the sides who have just been staying in this league and have experienced close calls of relegation, but also some close signs of promotion. This would be a really good story for Bristol City if finally, after a long period of staying in the second division, they finally get their one shot of Premier League football. And it'd be good for Bristol to actually get, some Premier League revenue. I do think it'll be beneficial for Bristol as a county as a whole as well. For someone like Forest, they must be buzzing to survive their first 2 years, and certainly will be. Yeah, I do. Now, the thing is, I think we've seen Bournemouth and Forest nail it. So clearly with Forest, they had a very close call of going down. In their first 2 seasons, they were very, very close of getting relegated. But what they've done is that when they've made a decision very quickly, and they've played in a way, kind of winning ugly in their way, but because and I do think survival gives you that platform, because I think when you stay up and you get that additional revenue to be a Premier League club, you can then reinvest that to improve players in the squad and naturally better managers coming in, and I do think Bournemouth had the benefit of staying in the Premier League when they did, and because they stayed up with the money that they got in, I think they were able to tweak certain things, get really good players in with a good manager, and now they are looking very, very good, comfortable. And with Forest, I mean, clearly you've just got the perfect match, haven't you? You've just got a manager who's fully committed to the project, and certainly one who's good enough to tackle it in the Premier League as well. So I do think managerial choices is important too. You do need to be tactically, varied enough to survive, with the other teams up there. And Fulham, Fulham's another surprising one, because Marco Silva, for me, was very, very tetchy whether if he was a good enough Premier League manager, but he's never been relegated as a manager. I knew he sort of led Everton into a pretty dire position when he got dismissed in the end, but he's never been relegated as a manager. And I do think, likewise with Nuno, he's got that experience and knows how to approach his game differently. And I will know about the importances of trying to get these good results as well. So yeah, Fulham's another one which I'm very surprised that they've done as well as they have done. But those three clubs, Fulham, Bournemouth and Forest, are clearly recent examples of getting promoted, and you can establish yourselves. You just need to get the right way around it. But unfortunately, the recent clubs that have been promoted have just not been able to find a way around it. Brentford too. Right, half time. I didn't actually say how much stoppage time it was. It was 4 minutes of added time, so I was nearly correct on that front. Callum Patterson having another conversation with the ref. He's got to be very careful, otherwise he will find himself sent off. Sheffield United running off the pitch. So in terms of chances, I think we've only had one shot on target, which was that Michael Smith header in the opening 3 minutes of the game. But other than that, there's really not been any other save that the goalkeepers have had to make. Sheffield United have grown into the game, but unfortunately have not really done anything to test Jake Beale, sadly. At Hillsborough, it is Sheffield Wednesday 0, Sheffield United 0. So that is half time. So now we have a chance to talk to chat and to look back at potentially some permutations on what we could see regarding the EFL. Yeah, must not forget Brentford is another one that done well. 2015. Oh, okay. So Bristol City must have been one of the top two, because I know Preston won the playoffs in that year. Bradford, wasn't it? Or was it Swindon? No, Swindon. Swindon 4-0. Jermaine Beckford scoring 2 or maybe 3. And yeah, Bristol City and Preston have just been staying together in the championship without going up or down ever since. So when you think about it, that is 10 years. It's a long, long time to kind of stay in one division. And I'd say both have had chances. Both have never been into the playoffs at the end of the season, but both have been in touching distance of playoffs. And both have experienced close calls of relegation. So yeah, it would be really, really nice if one of them can finally get that golden ticket to the Premier League. Aidan Flint scored a hat-trick on the final day of the 14-15 League One season. He currently has more hat-tricks than Sergio Ramos. Wow. Know all about Aidan Flint. He used to play for Cardiff. He was like an extra striker. Yeah, I mean that's crazy. That's absolutely crazy. I mean, I would not have been following the Championship or League One at all by that point. I just want to see what's going on with Wrexham. If we have... so this is nice news. So Wrexham have just posted 30 minutes ago. Wrexham supporter is now recovering in hospital. That's really, really good to know. And obviously they send their thanks to Wickham for their really quick response. That's really good to hear. So it's never nice knowing when there's a medical emergency in the crowd. Obviously happened to the Wrexham men. And I think, didn't they say it was the first time in over 10 years Adams Park has been fully allocated? So clearly it was a very monumental, really big game. And clearly, unfortunately, when you get a full packed crowd, those incidents do tend to be on the rise, and it's good to know that the supporter who was taken ill is now recovering really, really well in the hospital, which is great. First season when went out was a crazy one, says Henry. Blue Tear's trying to say Matty Pearson was a better one. Yeah? All iconic defenders in their own right, I would say. Right. We do have a bit of time to kill. Just adjusting the camera. Apologies, guys. Let's look through stats if we must. So, what are we seeing here? Do I remember how to work this? Clearly not. Here we go. One big chance. So, Sheffield Wednesday's big chance would have been that header from Michael Smith. They've got the shots right in front of me, actually. So, 8 shots to 7. Or, well, they've got 8 shots to Sheffield Wednesday on the big screen. But they've got 7 shots each. 1 save from Cooper. 3 corners to 2. 11 fouls from Sheffield Wednesday. That's the big standout stat at the moment. Passes, a little bit more from Sheffield United's point of view. Sheffield United with more tackles. More free kicks. Way more free kicks from Sheffield United's point of view. And 1 yellow card each, which was from that incident between Callum Patterson and Ben Brereton Diaz. None have hit the woodwork. Sheffield Wednesday with only that 1 shot on target, which was that header. 4 shots on target each. 2 shots outside the box from Sheffield United 2 to Sheffield Wednesday's 1. So, not really too much to pick from that. I do think it's tight, which I did expect to see. Sheffield United, of course, staying in 3rd as it stands with this draw. So it means that Sheffield United will be out of the top 2 going into the international break. Your Colchester boys not doing bad in League 2. Thank you. Someone's mentioning Colchester. All right. So Colchester have had a real turnaround this year. So they must have made a New Year's resolution to win as many games as possible, because now that's what they're doing. Colchester, for the first time, I don't even know how long, probably since 2021, they're now back in the playoffs. Finally. I cannot scratch my eyes enough. They are in the playoffs, and would you believe it or not, Colchester have lost the joint least games out of every side in League 2. Only Port Vale have lost the same amount of games as Colchester. And Colchester actually beat Port Vale quite recently, so that's why the gap between Colchester and Port Vale is not very big at all. I know Colchester have got Bradford next, and that's a big game. Look at that. Bradford losing back-to-back games. Bradford needing a win desperately, but Colchester also needing a win. They've also got Crewe to play, which is a big game, because Crewe are the one side really kind of, chasing down that place as well. Grimsby, I don't think Colchester need to play Grimsby. I think they still have Notts County and Doncaster. I think they've still got to play. So, well, that's 1, 2, 3. 3 of the top 7 Colchester still need to play. And they still have Crewe to play as well, I believe. And how many games left? 9 games left. I would love it if they're back in the playoffs. I would absolutely love it. Yeah, Blue Terrier does not like Salford. I mean, Salford got a good win against Grimsby, I think. Yes, it was Grimsby. Yeah, Colchester need to beat Salford, because if Salford do beat Colchester, they'll close the gap onto 2 points. The lack of draws is costing Grimsby Town. Agreed. So Grimsby, with only 5 draws and 15 defeats, it is sending them down. And when you think about it, I mean, you've got 22nd place Tranmere, who've lost 17 games. That kind of tells you what's really costing them at the moment. I mean, yeah, 17 wins. That is nearly as equivalent as what you get from a, promotion winning side. But yeah, indeed, only 5 draws is certainly what's costing them at the moment. Great win for Tranmere against Bradford yesterday. Morecambe were ahead against Barrow, but then only were able to draw in the end. Carlisle losing to AFC Wimbledon. It's not looking good for the bottom 2. Looks like Tranmere and Harrogate and Accrington Stanley might save themselves this year. Oh, sorry. Yeah, Bradford. No, that was Bradford. I clearly misread that. I'm so sorry. Oh, I'm so sorry. No, yeah, I knew you meant... That's stupid of me, because I even said Bradford as well. Why did I... Oh, I don't know. My brain I don't know. My brain clearly got confused. Oh, my poor brain. But look at that form. That's amazing from Colchester. But I won't gloss over them for too long. You know, there's only enough I could do. Looks like Barnet know how to do that as well. I mean, look at them. They're going to go back up, aren't they? How many years have they been outside of League Two now? It's been a couple of years. But they've always been, for me, a team who've been meandering, going up and down the leagues. Back in League One, I mean, what a win that was for Wrexham against Wycombe, by the way, with the circumstances they found themselves. Picking between those two, and maybe those three, if we're going to include Charlton, I'm going to have to look at their form. Do Charlton play one of Wycombe or Wrexham? That's my question. Oh, Huddersfield, that's a good game for Charlton. Wycombe and Wrexham, they play both of them, but they're both away from home. So Charlton look like might actually have a really big say of who goes into the top two. It's Wycombe first, and then 5 days after that, it's Wrexham. Alright, I take it back. They do have a big say. Birmingham are in a position now, okay, with 83 points. They are 15 points clear of Wycombe. However, yeah, no, okay, well, actually, to be fair, they are 15 points clear of Wycombe. And have got the same amount of games left. And with 10 games left, that is 30 points still up for grabs. So, yeah, Birmingham could get promoted as early as middle of April. Then obviously here we know what the status is in the championship as a whole. Yeah, Tranmere did upset Bradford yesterday, yeah, with a 1-0 away win. Certainly it wasn't the result that a lot of people would have predicted. Right, Arsenal and Chelsea have just kicked off. Let's actually just see the squads for Arsenal and Chelsea. That looks like to me a couple of games have kicked off. Well, actually, let's just check. Yeah, Arsenal, Chelsea, but also Fulham and Spurs have kicked off as well. Let's actually see those squads. Why am I on Man City? I don't want to see Man City. Who does? Why is Man City... This is clearly behind. Come on. There we go. There we go. That's what I was expecting. Right. So, Arsenal, Chelsea and Fulham Spurs kicking off. Arsenal, what damage are they going to do to Chelsea today? Let's see what they've got. Raya, Timber, Saliba, Gabriel, Lewis, Skelly, Rice, Partey, Odegaard, Martinelli, Marino and Trossard. Chelsea have gone for... Oh, God, Sanchez? Oh no. Cucurella, Badiashile, Colwill, Fofana, Reece James. Interesting. Caicedo, Nkunku, Fernandes, Sancho and Neto. I'm not confident with that squad, honestly. If I'm going to be brutally honest. Fulham against Spurs, they've got a really well-rounded squad. They have got Leno, Castagna, Anderson, Bassi, Robinson, Berger, Pereira, Irobi, Smith-Rowe, Willian and Jimenez. That, to me, is a better squad than Chelsea. It really is. Spurs have got Vicario, Udogi, Ben Davies, Romero, Spence, Bentancur, Gray, Bissouma, Tell, Solanke and Johnson. Looks like Spurs are now starting to get players back, which is encouraging for them. Richarlison still out, Kulusevski out, Dragisin and Danso. So Kulusevski and Richarlison are like two crucial ones, but I think Spurs are now slowly getting their squad back. So we'll see if that improves their current 13th place position in the table. Wallace a Gromit fan. Hi. Wolves are more or less safe from relegation. I unfortunately will have to agree on that assessment. But I believe this ever since, and I'll tell you when I thought Ipswich were down, when they could not beat Leicester at home. And I know there was a small injustice with that, with a penalty decision that wasn't given Ipswich's way. But the manner that they couldn't fight for that winner even after that moment, and the fact that they conceded so late on, it proved to me that they weren't going to be good enough. Only picking up 1 point against Southampton, who they themselves are only on 9 points. I'm sorry, but if you can't beat potentially the worst Premier League side in Premier League history in 2 attempts, you deserve to go down. Simple as that. Simple as that. That's all I can say. I mean, yeah, let's actually go back to this table. Look at this awful form. I mean, had Ipswich not drawn with Villa there, that would have been 5 consecutive defeats from all newly promoted sides. I mean, that is damning. Look at that. That is terrible for the bottom 3 there. I've not seen that before. Right, we're going to move back to Championship mode as the second half is now starting to get underway in Hillsborough. I know, that's really shocking, isn't it? Derby, I think, didn't they get 11 points, Derby? So the encouraging part for Southampton, they just need 1 win in 9 games to prevent the record being broken. But can you see them getting a win against any of these sides? I think I looked at yesterday's game against Wolves as the big opportunity that they could have taken for 3 points. I think they still have Leicester to play, but other than that, I can't think of any other side who they could potentially get a win against. Oh, I've closed the timer like a dummy. Hang on. Second half has just kicked off at Hillsborough. Only 1 shot on target in that first half, but some tension in that game. Sheffield United were growing into the game basically from the opening, after the opening 10 minutes. So Sheffield Wednesday started well. I'm not explaining it very well. Sheffield Wednesday started a lot better, but then Sheffield United grew into the game. That's what I was trying to say. Here we go. So now we have got the second half at Hillsborough. So to remind you, Sheffield Wednesday with a win will overtake Blackburn and go into the top 10. Sheffield United with a win will find themselves back in second place and actually will then close the gap on to Leeds. Wrexham might make it to the Championship. They can, but I've got to look at their run-in before we get into those sorts of conclusions. I do think Wrexham are a very peculiar side when it comes round to how they're picking up their wins. I mean, because they've lost quite a fair few games, but they just are finding ways to get wins. And they certainly, that win against Wickham is a big boost. But of course, Wickham do have a game in hand over Wrexham, which if they win that, they will overtake Wrexham again because of their goal difference. It's really going to go down to which one of Wickham and Wrexham will manage their goal, will manage their last 9 games better. This Wrexham side also were playing against Wickham without their Wickham's top goal scorer, Richard Kone, as well. So potentially a little bit of fortune in that front too. So we need to just, whilst it would be an amazing fairy tale for Wrexham to go up, I'm almost sort of hoping that they're not promoted. The only reason being is that I just don't see that squad ready for the Championship. Wickham needs to lose or draw this Tuesday for Wrexham to be safe in second place for next Saturday. Charlton might finish second place. And I'll tell you what, that is what I was saying at the start of the stream when Matt actually appeared. We were talking about, I made a suggestion that Charlton probably should be considered too. And what I did mention about Charlton, they are on a hot streak indeed, Johnny. I do agree with that. But Charlton play both Wrexham and Wickham back to back. So Charlton have a big say. So let's say Charlton beat Wickham away from home. They could potentially find themselves overtaking Wickham at that stage. And then they can overtake that last hurdle maybe if then they beat Wrexham. I will say, in terms of the playoffs, I think Reading are on a good run currently. So they'll be looking pretty strong to get there. Or for Bolton could potentially... You see, I think one of the playoff places, I think one of Huddersfield, Reading and Bolton may miss out. Because that win for Stockport last time out against Bolton has really given themselves a real platform to get into the playoffs in the end. They've got Huddersfield on 29th of March. Yes, they do. That is their next game, actually. And I think they're at home for that game. So I would back Charlton to maybe get a result there. It's certainly a very competitive region of the table. Sheffield Wednesday now on the counter-attack. They're not really being too clinical with that. Barry Bannon. No, they're being too slow. Sheffield United have now got bodies back. Windass. Cross comes in. Seki with the header. Burrows boots it away. Yeah, nothing being given. Wrexham would not be kind to Charlton for the last time they played face to face. Yeah, that's an understatement. Right, it was Peck actually that... Oh, okay, I can understand why he's a bit frustrated there. So, okay, well, I don't think it was a foul on the player. I just think he got taken out by the ball. Sheffield Wednesday having a little bit more possession in the second half at the moment, but Sheffield United are doing enough to limit Sheffield Wednesday to very few chances. In fact, a majority of the second half has been played in the middle of the park at the moment. Looks like it's a throw into Sheffield Wednesday. So a little bit similar to the first half. It's looking like that Sheffield Wednesday are starting the break in play well. It's just then going to be a question, will Sheffield United then grow into this half and potentially get a result? So I predicted 1-0 Sheffield United. I considered that it was going to be cagey. And that's exactly what we've got here. The question is, can Sheffield United find that grit, and get that goal? Oh, that's not one of the better balls, although Ben Brereton Diaz has also given the ball away there. Both teams been a bit sloppy here. Whilst I am excited for the Championship to conclude and we see the changes in the EFLs and the leagues, I'm really hoping we don't get, again, 3 years in a row where we get 3 newly promoted sides going back down, because it then just ruins the unpredictability and the excitement and the freshness of the Premier League, because the same teams are going up and down. Shay Charles just been involved in that challenge there. Okay, I think I did ask for my lunch at 2, but I clearly misjudged when the game would end, because that's 20 minutes time. Right. Sheffield United with a free kick in their half, so I'm not expecting too much to happen here. Sort of just playing around the pitch at the moment. They're not having a lot of success of getting to the box. There's been a bit of pinballing going on with the ball. And the ball going out of play has just been happening so often as well. And looks like Gasamba is down, clutching his groin. Looks like he's in a little bit of discomfort here. Easy on paper is a really... I like to say no game is easy. I would say that at this stage of the season, when you've got relegation-threatened teams who are fighting for their lives, that makes the game difficult. Oh, I just saw that. So Amadezovic kind of lifted his legs up and actually kicked Gasamba's groin. Oh, that's quite naughty from him. Yeah, and I think that's the best description I've seen. Blue Terry, I think, has actually nailed it on the head. I've not been too impressed when I've seen Wrexham play. But even when they've not looked impressive, they've just found a way to win. it's incredible. Now, I do think that luck will run out if they do get promoted to the Championship. I do think the quality does ramp up and the stakes just raise, and it's a lot more brutal, I would say. So, Wrexham would need to reinvest quite heavily, I think, in their squad. And potentially, I'm not too sure about Parkinson as a Championship manager. You know, when I remembered him as Bolton manager, got him to survive one season in the Championship, but then other season was pretty hopeless. Okay, it does look like to me we've got a free kick in the favour of Sheffield Wednesday. Oof. Didn't quite see what happened there in that challenge, but looks like the momentum's agreeing with me that Sheffield Wednesday have started a better side. Looks like Burrows is getting a talking to from the referee. Looks like it's Paul Valentin who gets fouled from Burrows. Number 14 versus number 14, actually. Yeah, Burrows needs to be a bit careful here. Otherwise, he would get booked for that. In fact, we've only had one yellow card for both sides, and that surprises me, considering the sort of the angst I'm seeing from both teams in this game at the moment. So, this is certainly... So, to explain what we're going to be doing, so I'm going to have my lunch after this. I'm then going to record some videos talking through my views of promotion, top 6 and relegation. That will be posted throughout the week. Oh, chance for Sheffield Wednesday? It's not really a chance. It was Michael Smith again. Header's nowhere near as powerful as it was in the first half. No, it wasn't. It was Iweke who had the header there. And yeah, just fell down onto the box. And yeah, it was a tame effort. Right, another yellow card. Sariki. Was it Sariki? Yeah, Sariki, I'm going to say. He gets fouled. And I think he... Yeah, I don't know who fouled him. I wasn't able to see. Or was he booked? Let's see this again. I didn't get a chance to see. So Bannon goes in initially. Oh, right, okay. So Gassamba fouls him. So Gassamba initially pushes him down, but then he swings his leg and catches Iorfa. So it is actually Sariki who gets booked. Femi Sariki. He does get booked, okay. I mean, I don't think Gassamba's going to be booked for that. So, yeah. His excuse with Bolton would be he's had a lot of financial issues. I remember the season when they went to League One. Yeah, no, Bolton were really rough at that stage, and that would be his excuse. But again, was it Bradford he used to manage as well, which I wasn't really too amazed with how he did. I think all chance, Sheffield Wednesday, high and wide. Disappoint. Windass with a shot. Wrexham currently stand 40th place in terms of XG. Yeah, so again, that kind of determines to me that whilst Wrexham have not been as free-flowing and as attacking, they've been very clinical. If you're 14th with chances created and you are in a position where you've scored so many points, it tells me that Wrexham have actually been very clinical. Something that Luton need to try and adopt into their games. I mean, for what I've heard against Middlesbrough, they could have scored many goals, and they didn't, and it's now seen them in a really dire position. Oh, yes. Yes, he did, didn't he? He was in charge of that Bradford side that beat Chelsea. Yeah. Always like to forget that game, personally. I think he got them to do quite well initially, but then I think I don't know if he was snatched up by Bolton. Oh, okay, chance for Sheffield Wednesday, shot. Oh, this is definitely the closest we've gone to scoring in the second half. I do think that if Sheffield Wednesday had gambled a bit sooner, that could have been a really big chance. I think Burrows with the very crucial block in the end. It's ended up as a corner to Sheffield Wednesday, so it's Barry Bannon against Peck. No fouls given. Advantage play by the referee. Bannon Then looks to play it to Smith. Smith does a flick on. Finds Windass. And I think it is Burrows with the block. Oh, what a block that is. And it's a corner to Sheffield Wednesday. Okay, ball coming in. It's a very poor corner. That's a better delivery. Still no Sheffield Wednesday playing the side. Now here comes Sheffield United. Can they counter this? The answer to that is no, because of a very strong challenge, which will be penalised from Gasamba. Yes, this is a strange one with Rob and Ryan, because they're clearly, investing a lot of their time and money. But then you would argue, do they have the net worth that can compete with the Premier League? That's the goal of their plan. Well, potentially. I mean, I almost feel like that they will be attached to this club for as long as they will get. But potentially they could sell up, maybe, if they know that financially they cannot support the club any further, and they'll certainly want to keep some form of share, and they'll want to maintain some form of control. For me, they've invested so much of their time and money already, it will be so difficult for them to walk away completely, and I feel like they will keep some portion of their share in Wrexham. They just won't be majority shareholder, I think. Again, Sheffield Wednesday with a good opportunity. I think this time it's Hamza Chowdhury blocking the opportunity this time. Yeah, I think we're all agreeing the same thing. I think the squad would not survive in the Championship. So, yeah, lots of changes needed. Michael Smith this time with the cross. And it's Hamza Chowdhury who clears the chance. Otherwise, it would have been a potential tap-in from Josh Windass. Okay, corner awarded to Sheffield Wednesday. I think it might be Shay Charles who's going to be delivering the ball in there. Ooh, couple of tussles there. I definitely think we've got some pressure going in from Arsenal's point of view. I was going to say Arsenal. The reason I was saying Arsenal is because Arsenal just scored against Chelsea. I was getting some notifications on it. Arsenal have indeed scored against Chelsea, which... Am I surprised? No. Look at the shock on my face. It's what I expected. They've not updated the table yet, but what that will mean is Arsenal will close the gap on Liverpool because Liverpool aren't playing, and Chelsea will ultimately miss the chance to go 4 points clear of Man City. Yeah, Mikel Merino with the goal for Arsenal here. We are 61 minutes in, so an hour into this game. Yep, that's what I said. Arsenal have indeed scored. Still no goals at Craven Cottage between Fulham and Spurs. Okay, Peck, Sariki, Robinson. It's not the best of touches from Ream Brewster there, giving the ball away. Okay, just giving back to Cooper. Cooper's been a safe pair of hands in goal. I've not really sung his praises a lot, but for a keeper who hasn't really been involved, in previous seasons for Sheffield United, he's made a really monumental difference there. Not the best of deliveries there. Can Sheffield Wednesday keep the ball in play? They do. No flags being raised from there. But again, that's really poor in the end. They do give the ball away in a crucial position. Hamer. And it's been awarded as a free kick to Sheffield United. Windass just trying to calm Sheffield Wednesday down a bit, but with a high-tempered local game, it's not always easy to do that, isn't there? But free kick awarded to Sheffield United, who really still haven't had a chance in this entire game, really. I mean, yeah, that's a lie. They have had chances, but they've not had them on goal. Beadle's actually could have been on holiday because he's not made a single save so far. Oh, yeah, Anigun is, yeah, I'm really enjoying his Bristol City side at the moment. I mean, what a story it would be. We were talking about Bristol City potentially getting into the playoffs, and that would be amazing. Did I put Coventry in my top six? Yes, and in fact, I actually think I put Coventry fourth, which ultimately, looking back, was very overly optimistic, but I got to thank Frank Lampard because if it had been for what it was, oh, chance! It must be a goal, and it is a goal for Sheffield United. It's Ryan Brewster with the goal. This is what happens. I talk to chat, and suddenly we get a goal. Ryan Brewster, who has barely had any impact attacking-wise in this entire game, scores the easiest goal he will ever score. It's the first time Jake Beale has actually been called into action there. The camera is on the goalkeeper. Could he have done better there? Let's see what happened there. So initially, the ball was attacked on the right-hand side. The cross comes in, or like the low cross comes in, and Beadle palms it. But it's not a powerful palm at all. It's Peck. And I think that may have been Sariki. Oh, so the cross comes in, it deflects off Shay Charles, and that is what forces Beadle to make a save. It catches him by surprise. Because of that deflection, Iweke can't get the better of Tyrese Campbell. So Campbell with the cross. It does look like to me that a deflection came off Shay Charles. That forces a save from Beadle. It's a very weak hand, honestly. And there's Ryan Brewster. Right place, right time. Slots it through the net. And 1-0 Sheffield United. What I will say, that was the score I did predict in this game. But we do have 25 minutes left of this game for that scoreline to change. And what I'm seeing a lot of very recently is scores that I have correctly predicted, would have been correct at half time, but then by the second half, I lose all hope. Still 0-0 between Fulham and Spurs and Craven Cottage, but looking at the stats, in fact, very, very little has gone on. Apparently only 2 shots have happened in 25 minutes. Middlesbrough is the only team so far not giving away a single penalty kick in the Championship season, so they've not conceded a penalty. Wow. That is a stat and a half. Chelsea have saved themselves from a red card. Oh dear. Oh my word. It's going to be another 5-0, isn't it? I'm not going to enjoy watching the game. I'm going to decide when. I will watch Arsenal-Chelsea after this game. So the question is now, what's going to happen with the rest of this game? Are we going to see potentially Sheffield United growing back and potentially gain confidence from that? Or are we going to see Sheffield Wednesday fight back? We've not seen any subs actually from Sheffield United's point of view, but I will be expecting to see some soon. In fact, the only substitution was from that early injury to Max Lowe when Paul Valentin went on the pitch. Other than that, no other changes. Here comes Sheffield United again. Oh, not the best of passes from Tyrese Campbell, but it does find Brewster in the end. Hamza Chowdhury now. Oh, okay, and it's too much power, and it's off the pitch. Right, so whilst I'm happy there's a little break from predictions, I will be doing more videos looking through how the Championship is looking, because ultimately I need to do more variety of content at the moment. If you've not liked the stream yet, guys, it would be amazing if you could do that. It's taken me an hour to actually say that, which I'm shocked by. It's probably because we've actually got football playing and I've had to be concentrating. But this is the current state of next selects as we're on 2877. We are 123 away from getting 3K, which would be absolutely amazing if we can get there. That would be absolutely amazing. And if you guys can like the stream, it would be absolutely amazing. I just want to see how the stream's doing very quickly. I don't want to see this hideous ogre on the screen. 6 likes. Okay. If we can go to 15 likes, that would be absolutely amazing. So 15 likes and maybe 1 or 2 subs. That would be absolutely amazing. But as always, thank you guys for the terrific support on this channel. Wallace and Gromit fan is wanting Wednesday to win. I don't know if he may have predicted a draw or if he just prefers Sheffield Wednesday to Sheffield United. In fact, now that Sheffield United scored, I've not thought about this. Let's look at what chance, and Beadle makes a save. A save I would expect him to make. Let's actually look at the table. Let's see what this means. So this current win for Sheffield United puts them on the same amount of points as Leeds. Their goal difference is significantly worse than Leeds, but they are joint points on them and they're on 80 points each. And it's exactly what Sheffield United needed to do. Although this could be a chance for Sheffield Wednesday. They want a penalty. That's not going to be given for that. That's too soft. And then, oh, okay, there we go. And then Sheffield United do try and counter and it's not being put away. Yeah, I want to see some fire. Yeah, no, absolutely. That's what I want to see. Because Sheffield Wednesday have only really been good in spells. I would say they've been good for a longer period in this second half than they had in the first. But at the same time, yeah, they're not going to get a penalty for that. That's way too soft. But they've not really been able to... They've sort of like fizzed out in games, which is what I'm seeing here. They've not really stayed fighting for it throughout. I think if we do look at the form, I think Sheffield Wednesday have actually picked up a lot more points away from home than they have done at Hillsborough this season, actually. Although here's a good spell for Sheffield Wednesday here. Can they do anything with that? Barry Banner to Shea Charles. Windass now with the cross. Headed away by Amadezovic, although Windass does get the ball back. Cooper's going to want to get that. He gets a strong punch to it. 2 players are down. And referee's going to stop the play. Oh, it's a crucial time to stop the play. Sheffield United were on the counter-attack there. He's got to be careful there. Otherwise, he probably would have been booked for playing on. Sheffield Wednesday look like they're making a double substitution. We've officially hit the 70-minute mark. So if now entering the final 20 minutes of normal time. In fact, no, it looks like a triple substitution actually from Sheffield Wednesday. And Sheffield United I think are going to make at least 1, if not 2 subs. Right, Callum Patterson is getting a standing ovation. And Ingleson is going on to replace Callum Patterson. I don't think that's the only sub they're going to make though. Yuri Hatsumi is coming off the pitch as well. Coming on into his place is Marvin Johnson. Oh no, that's Iweke going off, but Hatsumi I think is... No, it's not Hatsumi, he's not going off at all. Right, Iweke's coming off and Marvin Johnson's coming on. Shea Charles is now going off. And I believe as Nathaniel Chalobah. That's coming onto the pitch. Alright, so yeah, triple substitution there. God, I've been a mare with names today. Iweke off, Shea Charles off, and Callum Patterson off. Those are the 3 that are off. Names going on the pitch. You've got Marvin Johnson, Savante Ingleson, and you've got Nathaniel Chalobah. Still no Jamal Lowe. He might be brought on a little bit later on, I think. No subs from Sheffield United still. So that's interesting to me. Oh, okay. Sheffield United still holding the ball. Chowdhury. Really hope we beat Charlton in our next game. Yeah, absolutely. That would be a great result for Huddersfield if they can. That will really start to cement their place in the playoffs. Here's Soriki to Josh Peck. Amadezovic. Oh, that's a good attack from Sheffield United, although that's good defending. That's really good defending, actually, from Sheffield Wednesday's point of view there. But Tyrese Campbell, again, forcing a lot of distress in that Sheffield Wednesday back line. Marvin Johnson actually doing really well to shield off Tyrese Campbell with that attack. Oh, that's a very strong tackle. So it does look like to me that it's going to be a throw-in from Sheffield United. Cam has been put on Ryan Brewster. I'm wondering if he might be getting substituted off the pitch. That's a poor goal to give away. I mean, I'm seeing the replay for the goal again. It's a poor goal to give away. Considering how good they've been defensively. Oh, it's going to be a chance for 2. Oh, and it's a really, really good block. I mean, Valentin, that's got to hurt. That's an impressive block. Let's see this again. Brewster to Hamer.
I couldn't find the block.
Siri, be quiet. And then, that's a powerful shot, and it hits Valentin in the groin. It's a very, very painful one to block. I don't blame if Paul Valentin needs a bit of time to recover from that. Right, finally, the first substitution for Sheffield United, and we're around 75 minutes into the clock. It looks like to me it's going to be Tyrese Campbell, I believe. Gain a standing ovation from the crowd. And looks like that's is that Tom Cannon that's coming onto the pitch? It is, isn't it? Just a very good player just to swap in and one out. Had good spells with Preston and Leicester, I believe. Yeah, Campbell off and Cannon is on. Can you fire Sheffield United another goal for all 3 points? We'll have to find out. We have got 15 minutes, including stoppage time left, before we see who wins the second Steel City derby. Sheffield United won the first one, I think also by 1-0. And this one might be entering the same fate here, unless Sheffield Wednesday find a way to get a late goal. Still putting the camera on Tyrese Campbell. I mean, I get it. He's had a good game, but I want to see the game, thank you. Nathan Jones will get a lot of stick when we play Charlton. More from against Huddersfield. Yeah. No, that's easy. I mean, well, Nathan Jones certainly is a very polarising manager. Oh, is that what's playing next? Is like the postponed games from FA Cup coverage potentially. Bolton, Rotherham, Burton, Wigan, Huddersfield, Wickham, and Shrewsbury, Reading. Very important games in their own right. Thank you everyone for watching here. I really, really do appreciate you sticking in with me today, because it's been a terrible start from the TV not working at the start of the stream. Me starting 2 minutes late, in fact, which is very poor for me. But we've managed to soldier on and actually... Oh, international call-ups. Oh, yeah, so international breaks and stuff. Okay, that's fair. Oh, ball not quite cleared. Sheffield Wednesday could have a chance here. It's not quite cleared. Burrows does clear it now. Right. Sheffield Wednesday waves away the foul. Peck wants a foul being given, but no foul has been given there. Sheffield Wednesday now on the ball. Can this be a chance for Sheffield Wednesday to get back into this? Sheffield United, don't really clear it very well. Although they do get the ball back. Gustavo Hamer leading an attack. It's well defended. Marvin Johnson with a good amount of composure there to perform that pass there. Because he was pressed to the living daylights there. Alright. Definitely now we're seeing more possession from Sheffield Wednesday, which is no surprise. They will be trying to find a winner. Right. A hooked ball going through here. Barry Bannon now. Okay, interesting. They're spreading the play to Chalobah. All headed away. Windass. Valentine now keeping the ball alive. They want a foul, but a foul's not going to be given there in Sheffield Wednesday's favour. Referee is letting a lot go, which I probably would rather that would be the case, otherwise we would get a real stop-start game. Here's Chalobah again. Bannon. Oh, that's an interesting ball from Windass. Oh, it's too much power. And goal kick has been awarded. It was a good 50-50 chase, actually. Oh, is referee actually disagreeing with the linesman? Yeah, no Premier League and Championship games because of international break. It's a rare moment where we don't have. Now, the problem was the through ball from Windass already out of play, or did Chowdhury get a touch? I feel like there was a bit of conflicting decisions from the linesman and the referee initially. It's like linesman was just assessing Gasamba because he was running a lot for that. I think it does look like to me that Sheffield Wednesday are going to make a substitution. So Sheffield Wednesday, that will be their 5th sub, I think. So I think that will be the last substitution they could possibly make, unless I'm missing a loophole here. Gasamba's off, and Musaba is on for his place. 80 minutes gone, with 10 minutes plus stoppage time left. Now, before play does resume, Callum O'Hare looks like he's about to go onto the pitch for Sheffield United. Ryan Brewster clapping away the fans with a smile on his face. I mean, I'm really happy he's got a standing ovation. He's so chuffed with it. I'm really pleased with this. So Callum O'Hare is going onto the pitch. And actually, it's a Coventry double going on the pitch because you've got Callum O'Hare and Sam McCallum coming onto the pitch. And that's also playing in the fields of Gustavo Hamer. So when you think about it, that Coventry squad is really, really strong. Really strong. So Callum O'Hare is on. Oh, is Gustavo Hamer going off now? Looks like he's going off. And Sam McCallum is going off for Gustavo Hamer. Likely to be down to just securing a bit of defensive solidity. Yes, I do know about 5th team in the Champions League next season, and I think that's down to if one English side gets a win in one of the quarterfinal games. Coventry will be top 4 with Hamer, quite likely. Quite likely. Although it's really hard to say, because we're essentially seeing 2 very different Coventry City sides. Amadezovic looked like he was involved in a bit of a 50-50 there. Oh, this is really nice to see. I'm really happy that Brewster is really, really happy, because Brewster's been one of those players who has been really, really criticised and actually has been given hefty expectations from early performances in his career. Now he's sort of entering his early 20s. He's now really been given the sort of like the verdict whether if he's been an underperforming player or not. But now he's got a good goal here. You know, to get the only goal, maybe, you know, depending what happens in the rest of the game in a Steel City derby, that puts Sheffield United back in the top 2. That will certainly give Ryan Brewster the plaudits he deserves. Robbins should have got rid of Robbins earlier. Yes, certainly they were toying around the sentimental part of it, but we're seeing at the moment that, you know, Coventry are a completely different side now. They really, really are. They're looking really confident. And when you've got confidence at this stage of a season, it's the best time of the season to get that confidence, because then that's when you do get a little bit of impetus coming into the playoffs. And Frank Lampard has actually had experience in, you know, getting a team into the playoffs, like Derby County. So whilst it was an appointment that maybe have got laughed at from a couple of outsider fans, is actually a little bit of a genius move when you think about it now. I think Nottingham Forest have got every chance of getting Champions League football. They would need to go on an almighty collapse not to get it. They still have Chelsea to play, don't they? I think they still have Chelsea to play. That might be a crucial game for them, which will determine if they do get top four. I mean, they've already played Manchester City twice. I'm pretty sure they've played Brighton twice now. You know, they played a lot of these sides around. They played Liverpool twice, I believe, as well. Yeah, Robbins has been struggling throughout this season, unfortunately. And when you enter Stoke City, I would say any quality manager will struggle with Stoke, unfortunately. And Stoke will certainly be my conversation when I go through my relegation form at this moment of time. So, certainly, what I would need to do, I need to update the prediction league. So, if you guys were not on my Discord server, you would have not known that actually I've updated the prediction league up to this game. So all I've got to do is to update the points that everyone's going to get from this game. And then I'll be able to do a community post to update the Let's Us Football Prediction League for week 38. And that gives me a good 2 weeks off to do those points tallying as well. In the first ever season for Football League, there was an alternative proposal in which a win was awarded for 1 point, no awards for draws, drawing and losing. Really? That's pretty brutal, I've got to say, with points being awarded there. Good assistant can make an average manager look like a good manager. Yeah, you need a good team around you. And unfortunately, when you don't have a good team around you, your weaknesses are far more exposed. At the end of the season, that might be a huge game. I believe it's at the City ground though, so I would back Forest to get something. Looks like Marvin Johnson has drawn a foul, so that could be a good chance for... oh no, he's conceded a foul, sorry. Apologies, Marvin Johnson actually conceded a foul there. So free kick looks like it's been awarded to Sheffield United, which is exactly what they're going to be wanting at the moment. We're 5 minutes away from stoppage time being allotted. Just a quick recap of what's been going on. So this result will put Sheffield United on 80 points with 25 wins, which is sensational actually. Currently in the Prem, Arsenal still the only goal this afternoon with a 1-0 scoreline against Chelsea currently. Fulham and Spurs still goalless. A win for Fulham could see them go up to 9th place. In fact, no, they'll be 8th because their goal difference, surprisingly, is better than Aston Villa's. Spurs with a win, they actually stay 13th place regardless of the result because... Crystal Palace are quite far ahead, and it looks like Sheffield Wednesday fans are actually leaving the stadium. Their home fans are leaving their own stadium. That is shocking to me that you've got home fans leaving. I mean, I can understand away fans leaving to catch travel, but I've never thought I'd see swathes of home fans leaving. With it being 1 goal within it, I would stay right to the very end. I've done it. Can you see Wednesday getting an equaliser? Good question, Matt. They're certainly the team pushing for an equaliser compared to the two. They look the team more likely to get a goal. Can I see it? If I've got to be real, no. I just think Sheffield United have looked so... oh, hang on. This could be a... oh, what a save. Oh my gosh, what a big chance squandered. Oh my gosh, that would have been the biggest jinx ever. I was literally just about to say, I don't think Sheffield Wednesday will have the ability to get an equaliser. And literally just right now, they had the closest chance in the entire game. This is closer, in my opinion, from Matt Smith's header. So a cross comes in. It's really poor defending from Sheffield United. I was praising with their defence. But they leave Marvin Johnson the entire freedom to have a shot. Cooper with a great save. And who is that? Was that Ingleson? Who misses from 4 yards out. I think that's Ingleson. Johnson with a fizzing ball. Cooper with the save. It's not the best of palms. But Ingleson with 4 yards out needs to be hitting the target. Oh my goodness me. Right, maybe I might take that back. Maybe Sheffield Wednesday could get their equaliser. They were that close from getting it. Oh, yellow card being awarded here. Referee's got to be very careful now. I think we're going to see some real tension now. Hang on. There's Chalobah and Amadezovic sort of going head to head here. Referee's got to get some control here. So Amadezovic is getting booked. Looks like he fouled Ingleson there. Yeah, it's not a great challenge. The king is back. Indeed, long live the championship king. Right, Amadezovic with a yellow card. 88 minutes. Another substitution from Sheffield United, ideally to delay the clock. Although I do think we're going to get at least 5 minutes of added time. Brereton Diaz is going off the pitch now. He's getting a big standing ovation from the crowd. So Brereton Diaz is going off. 89 minutes being played. And it looks like to me, I can't quite make out who it is. It's, oh gosh, it's Holding. Am I stupid for not realising that that's Rob Holding, isn't it? That's amazing. I never thought I'd see him in the Sheffield United shirt. I mean, I know I've been MIA for a lot of this season due to studies and really, really intense work. Am I stupid for not knowing that Rob Holding has been a Sheffield United player this season? Right, free kick from Barry Bannon. It's headed away. And Sheffield United completely boot it away. And it's headed out of play. It's a throw-in now to Sheffield Wednesday. Right, stop it, Sean. 6 minutes. So I was 1 minute off with the first half. I was also 1 minute off in the second half as well. 6 minutes for Sheffield Wednesday to get an equaliser. This tells you the amount of insane football. So we're seeing Arsenal beating Chelsea currently. Max just reminded me it's the old firm as well. And it's currently 3-2 to Rangers. That is amazing. I mean, we're spoiled this weekend. We've got so many important games to play. Right, we're going to see the obligatory time wasting now from the goalkeepers now, I think. Is it still 3-2? Why can't I see? I'm trying to see. Maybe I'm not following Scottish Premiership. It is still 3-2 Rangers. That's amazing. Oh my gosh. Right. Well, I don't think it's going to have a big impact in terms of the positions, but it's certainly a big result. Good bragging rights for Rangers if they can hold on. So I predicted 1-0 Sheffield United a couple of days ago. So currently my prediction is on course to be satisfied, which will be very good in terms of the prediction league. It will give me a very crucial set of 3 points. Although Sheffield Wednesday, within minutes ago, was so close from getting that equaliser that it could really still go into Sheffield Wednesday's favour. Barry Bannon now. It is all Sheffield Wednesday now. You know, Sheffield United aren't even really getting out of their half now. Right, Misama now. Cross comes in. Cooper palms it away. It's another corner. Okay, this is going to be another opportunity, another set-piece opportunity. So it's Misama who was on for Samamba here. Oh, that's really good skill. And it's good goalkeeping from Cooper to push the ball out of play. We're 4 minutes away from full time. It was Sheffield United who were victorious at Bramall Lane. Can Sheffield United do the double and get the win in Hillsborough? Cooper catches it and he goes to the ground. The crowd are not happy with him, which I probably wouldn't be either if I was not supporting Sheffield United. It's going to interest me when they do introduce this new goalkeeping rule regarding time wasting for next season and how effectively it's going to be implemented. Time wasting is so frustrating. Well, yeah, that's literally what I'm addressing. So the referees are wanting to do something about it for next season. I don't know when they're going to start trialing it because I knew there was a discussion on it. I think they were talking about 6 seconds as a max of each time they can hold the ball. But when we see this new set of rules, I always get really skeptical about how effectively a referee is going to implement it, and that's really my only sort of thing I'm a bit skeptical about whenever there's a new rule that's in play. Oh, this could be a chance for Sheffield United here. All of a sudden, hang on a minute, this could be a chance. Oh, it's going to be an own goal, but it's actually no. It's okay. So Sheffield Wednesday on the ball. I would clear it if I were you, because Sheffield United are pushing right. Goal kick given to Sheffield Wednesday. Would you like goalkeepers, second yellows, if they keep on time wasting game booked? The fact that we don't see that, I feel like it should be a case. I feel like if there was a second yellow card for time wasting, it should be obligatory for goalkeepers. Wasn't a Reading player booked for given the second bookable offence of time wasting recently against Wrexham, I swear. So it can be done that you can get a second yellow for time wasting, but I find that it's so inconsistent, and it's the inconsistency that's bothering a lot of us, I think. I had a chance to go to this game as a Wednesday, offered me a ticket, but it was £46. I'm glad I did it now. I'd won 4-4 for that money. Absolutely. £46 is obscene. I know it's a local derby, but for a championship game for £46 is insane. It's unbelievable. I can tell you my experience, because I've seen Ipswich a couple of times last year. Their tickets weren't above 20 quid where I was. 46 quid is ridiculous. And you know what? And that hurts me even more, because I was talking about this already. There were sways of people leaving their home grounds. I'm sorry, but if I'm in the home ground and your team is 1 goal behind, I'm staying for the whole thing, because I would not want to miss the limbs that could be in place if there was a late equaliser. I know it's not a winner, but I would take it. And trust me, with the very few games I've seen from Ipswich, I've seen late goals that have caused absolute mayhem. And it really does hit differently when you do see a late goal. Right, referees played on here. We're into the final 30 seconds here. Sheffield Wednesday onto the attack. This could be the last chance here. Josh Windass on the right-hand side. I'm against Robertson here and Hamza Chowdhury. Can he get across into the box? It's a really good tackle. He's going to want a corner, and a corner has been awarded for Sheffield Wednesday. Last chance of the game. Come on, you had to say, we are Town staying up. Well, you would have wanted a good win against Middlesbrough. It ended up as a draw, but they certainly give themselves a bit of a fighting chance. They've only lost once in their last 4, I believe, so maybe, but yeah, Luton have given themselves a really hard chore to do so. Beadle's up. The goalkeeper is up. Header. And Sheffield United booted away. It's 96 minutes. Is it full time? It is the full-time whistle at Hillsborough. It ends 1-0 to Sheffield United. So Sheffield United have successfully done the double over Sheffield Wednesday this season. And I correctly predicted it. I predicted it would be 1-0 to Sheffield United. And the game, I pretty much got it spot on. It was a cagey game for a lot of it. Very high-tempered. The goal was going to be something very simple. And it was. Ream Brewster, he's been heavily criticised, really, or pretty unfairly a lot of the times with high expectations he's had. Even he could have missed this opportunity. He's back on the pitch now. He's absolutely loving it. And I would be as well. To score the only goal against your local rivals, was certain to be given some really good headlines, which I'm really pleased for him for. Sheffield Wednesday had the chances. They forced Cooper into some saves right at the end of the game. They could have scored in the opening 3 minutes with Michael Smith with a really good header in the first half. Unfortunately for them, that was really the only chance in the first half. Second half, they really couldn't react until Sheffield United got their goal. And Ingleson will not want to see the chance he missed back. Ryan Brewster's got like the selfie stick out. He's loving it. The whole Sheffield United crowd and the whole team are loving this as well. I don't blame them. They are all they're all doing their little dance thing in front of the Sheffield United crowd. Oh my goodness me. You know, the only disappointing thing is that we may only have this derby for one season, because Sheffield United could see themselves back to the Premier League, and it means we won't get to relive this drama again. But at Hillsborough, it ends Sheffield Wednesday 0, Sheffield United 1. What a result that is for Sheffield United. Let's actually quickly see what this does with the top three. Matt did ask who we think would be top two now. Well, certainly Leeds and Sheffield United are the favourites, but I can't really make a decision yet until I see the run-in. I know Leeds on paper have a nice run-in, and I do think it's Sheffield United who I think have a tougher run-in compared to Burnley and Leeds. Although I don't know if it was Burnley or Sheffield United. One of them have got a really, really tough run-in of games. But the thing is with Burnley, which I'm kind of liking their chances a bit more than Sheffield United, is their really strong defensive record. Bristol City is a really crucial game for Burnley, who they've got next. Coventry, oh my gosh, Coventry. Derby, Norwich, Watford. Then there's that game against Sheffield United. It could really go down to that, but... ooh, yeah, Burnley have got a tough run. They do. And if I looked at Sheffield United's... they've also got Coventry. Coventry are having a big say on who's going up this year, I think. Then it's Oxford, Millwall, Plymouth, Cardiff, Burnley, Stoke. I tell you what, Blackburn have got a really tough game. They've got a really tough run, Blackburn. But the thing is with Blackburn, they've only lost 2 games all season. So, does that... I don't know. I really do not know. Leeds have got the capability of bottling it. And I do think the run that Leeds have is certainly easier on paper compared to the other two. But I really would not be surprised if it's Sheffield United and Burnley who go up, and Leeds will have to go for third. I think that's what it might be. I really do. But I need to, before I do make the video and give my thoughts and my predictions on the top three, I need to assess Leeds' chances, Leeds' squad. I need to see all of that. But I really am backing Burnley at the moment, just simply due to the fact that they've only lost 2 games and they're just looking really, really solid now. Stoke could go down to League One. Well, I will be covering Stoke when I cover my relegation video. They will be within it. In fact, just as a teaser, what I'll do, I'll let you guys into the side who I will be speaking about in my 3 separate videos. So I'm going to do a video based on my thoughts on promotion, top 6 and relegation. So obviously promotion, I'm going to involve the top 3. Regarding playoffs, Sunderland are really going to be excluded because they're kind of in their own league at the moment. But I'm definitely going to talk about Coventry, West Brom, Bristol City, Middlesbrough. I could arguably go as far down as Sheffield Wednesday, but I don't know. Maybe 6 points is a bit too much to breach now to get to 6th. But with 24 points still up for grabs, it's anything is possible. And then for relegation, we definitely got to talk about the current bottom 3. I know Plymouth are 6 points off safety, but at this moment, it is not impossible for them to get out of the predicament they find themselves. Cardiff, Stoke need to be spoken about, definitely. Hull, Oxford and Portsmouth, I think, will need to be spoken about as well, since they are only 4 points off relegation. So that will be what I will be talking about later today. So I'm going to record all of this, I think, all in one day. And I do think within this week, you'll see my thoughts of what the current table is going to look like. West Brom drawing 18 out of 38. Yeah, they are the perennial drawers. They really are. Should have backed them for a draw this weekend, but that was my mistake. I don't know. Should have probably backed them for a draw in the end. Right, I'm going to end the stream so I can enjoy my lunch, and then I'll record my video later, and the Prediction League will be posted very soon as well. I'm nearly caught up with it, so I need to just add on the points from this game, the Steel City Derby, and I'll be able to post it. So keep your eyes peeled. There'll be lots of things going around with Let's Us coming up very, very soon. So thank you guys, as always, for watching today. I really appreciate the support. We actually gained a sub, so thank you guys so much for showing the support. This is the current state of affairs for Let's Alexas. We are 122 subs away from 3k. We are so close. So guys, thank you as always for the terrific support, liking, subscribing. It really does help the growth of this channel. It really, really does. Matt, if you're still around, it's great to see you. Great to catch up from you, actually. It's been a long, long while since we've caught up. We should do a video if we can, whenever we can. We've actually not done one this season, so it's felt like forever. But what a game to watch. Still City Derby, the first one on this channel, and hopefully it won't be the last either. So, it is ended in Hillsborough. Sheffield Wednesday 0, Sheffield United 1. Sheffield United climbed back to the top of the Championship with Leeds United on 80 points each. The race for promotion still lives on for another day. Who knows who will finish third. It's going to be absolutely crazy, Championship crazy, from now to the end of the season, as it always is. Thank you guys as always so much for watching, and stay tuned for more updates in the next couple of days or so for Let's Selectors. You guys have been awesome, and I'll see you guys soon. Take care everyone, have a good day.